Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast, your favorite place to learn real English, easy English, everyday English, the kind of English you actually use in real life. I'm Emma.
And I'm Tom. And honestly, Emma, today I already feel like I've had a long workday, and it's not even finished yet.
Tom, how is that even possible? The day just started.
I know, but you know that feeling when you open your inbox, see one email, and suddenly your brain just sighs?
Oh, yes, that moment when one small email quietly turns into 10 different problems.
Exactly. One message becomes a task, one task becomes a meeting, and suddenly your whole day is gone.
And don't forget the worst part. Your coffee gets cold while all of this is happening.
Yes, the coffee is always the first victim of a busy workday.
All right, everyone listening, if this sounds a little too real for you, today's episode is going to be very useful.
Today, we're talking about something very practical and very common: how to talk about your day at work in natural English.
Because in real life, when someone asks you, "How was work?" most learners say just, "It was good," or "It was busy."
But real workdays are never just good or busy. They're full of small details, stress, focus, distractions, and sometimes chaos.
Some days you feel productive and proud, and some days you just survive until the end of the day.
Survive the workday is actually very accurate.
So in today's episode, we'll help you talk about meetings, tasks, deadlines, coworkers, distractions, and how to naturally describe your workday in English.
And don't worry, this is not a business lecture. This is real, everyday English that you can actually use with friends or coworkers.
Before we continue, if you enjoy learning English with us, please take 1 second to like this video and subscribe to the Daily English Podcast.
It really helps us grow, and it keeps us motivated to make more real conversations like this for you.
All right, Tom, let me ask you something. How was your workday yesterday?
Honestly, it started normal, but it slowly turned into one of those days where everything feels slightly more complicated than it should be.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, I had a simple plan in the morning. Just answer a few emails, finish one report, maybe attend one short meeting.
That sounds manageable.
Yes, but then the short meeting became not so short, and the emails kept multiplying like they were having a conversation with each other.
Emails having a conversation. That is exactly how it feels sometimes.
And by the time I looked at the clock, it was already afternoon and I still hadn't finished my main task.
That moment when you realize the day is moving faster than your to-do list.
Exactly. And your to-do list starts looking at you like, why are you ignoring me?
I know that feeling too well.
So yeah, that's why I think talking about workdays in English is so useful, because everyone has these kinds of experiences.
Absolutely. And now let's make this even more practical.
Yes, because understanding is good, but speaking is better.
Let's practice for a moment. If someone asks you, "How was your workday?" try not to say just busy. Add one real detail.
For example, my workday was busy. I had a few meetings and some unexpected tasks, so I didn't have much free time.
Or, "It was a bit stressful, but I managed to finish most of my work."
Now, try to say your own version in your head or out loud if you can.
Because real English is not about perfection, it's about expressing real life. So, Tom, I feel like we didn't really finish something important in the last part.
Oh no, if this is about my cold coffee tragedy again, I still haven't emotionally recovered.
Not just that. We were talking about workdays and how they never stay simple.
Yeah, a workday always starts with this innocent idea. Today will be productive.
And then reality slowly comes in like, let's add a few emails, maybe a meeting, maybe another meeting.
And the funny thing is, nothing feels big on its own. It's all small things.
Yes, but small things build up. That's why people say, "I had a heavy workload today."
Can we explain that clearly for listeners?
Of course, workload just means the amount of work you have.
So if I have 10 tasks, my workload is heavy. If I have 2 tasks, it's light.
Exactly. And in real English, people naturally say, I had a heavy workload today.
All right, quick practice for everyone listening.
Imagine someone asks you, how was your workday?
Instead of just saying busy, try this.
My workload was heavy today, but I managed everything.
That sounds much more natural, like real spoken English.
Yeah, like someone who actually survived the day.
Yes, I survived my workday should be a real phrase.
Honestly, sometimes it feels like that.
Can I tell you something funny from a recent workday?
Go ahead.
I had a quick meeting.
Oh no, that word quick is always suspicious in offices.
Exactly. It started with, "This will be quick."
And then?
40 minutes later, we were still talking about one slide.
That's so real. Classic office life.
And here's useful English for listeners.
It turned into a long meeting.
Or even more natural, it ended up being a long meeting.
Yes, ended up is very common in spoken English.
Because things rarely go as planned at work.
Exactly.
Let's do another mini practice for listeners.
Okay, imagine you plan to finish work early today, but things changed.
You can say, "I thought I would finish early, but things got busy."
Or, my day didn't go as planned.
That one is very useful. It fits almost every real situation.
Because real work days are never perfect.
Yeah, you can plan everything, but something always changes.
Exactly. And sometimes I start one task and suddenly I'm doing 5 things at the same time.
That's called task switching.
Yes, switching between tasks all day.
In English, you can say, "I kept switching between tasks all day."
Or, more natural, I couldn't focus because I kept jumping between tasks.
That sounds very real.
It really feels like your brain is opening too many tabs at once.
Yes, like a computer freezing slowly.
Exactly.
All right, let's give listeners a real speaking challenge.
Think about your last workday.
Try to make one sentence.
My day was because,
Example, my day was stressful because I had too many meetings.
or my day was okay because I finished my main tasks.
Simple but very powerful English.
You know, the hardest part for learners is not vocabulary.
What is it then?
It's explaining real life in English.
Yeah, because real life is messy, not textbook clean.
Exactly. It's like I worked, then something happened, then I got distracted.
And that's exactly what we're practicing.
So don't try to be perfect. Try to be natural.
Even imperfect English is still real communication.
Very true.
Honestly, after talking about work, I feel mentally tired.
Already?
Yeah, my brain is like, please close all tabs.
That's very accurate.
Work days feel like too many tabs open in your brain.
And one of them is always making noise for no reason.
Exactly.
But that's life. Not every day is smooth.
True, but talking about it in English helps a lot.
Yes, because when you can describe your real life in English, your English becomes powerful.
And more natural.
Exactly. So, Tom, I think we've been talking about workdays like they are some kind of survival game.
Honestly, Emma, sometimes they feel exactly like that. You start the day thinking, "I've got this," and by the end, you're like, "I just want silence."
That is actually a very real feeling for a lot of people. And today, I think we should go a bit deeper, not just describing workdays, but understanding how to talk about them naturally in English.
Yes, because learners often say very simple things like busy or good, but real English has more color, more emotion, more life.
Exactly. For example, instead of saying, I was busy, you can say things like, my day was full of back-to-back tasks, or I barely had time to breathe today.
That second one is so real. I barely had time to breathe. It sounds dramatic, but it's actually very natural spoken English.
Yes, and native speakers use that kind of expression all the time in informal conversation.
Let's try something for our listeners here. Imagine someone asks you, "How was your workday today?" Instead of a one-word answer, try building a small picture.
Like, My workday was a bit intense. I had several meetings, a lot of emails, and not much time to focus properly.
Nice. That sounds like a real human answer, not a textbook sentence.
Exactly. And now let's talk about something important, how workdays affect your energy.
Oh, yes, because it's not always about how much work you do. It's about how drained you feel after.
Right. Some days you finish early and still feel tired. Other days you work a lot, but feel surprisingly okay.
I think meetings are the biggest energy drain.
Yes, especially the ones that could have been an email.
Oh, yes, everyone knows that type of meeting.
Let's teach a useful phrase here. You can say, the meeting could have been an email.
Very natural, and a bit funny, too.
All right, now let's bring in a small real-life scenario for practice. Imagine this. You had a long workday, and your friend asks you in the evening, so, how was your day?
You could say, it was pretty exhausting. I had too many small tasks coming in one after another.
Or, it wasn't too bad, but I kept getting interrupted all day.
That word interrupted is very useful.
Yes, it means someone or something stops you while you are doing something.
For example, I was interrupted many times during work.
Perfect. 2, 0.
You know, Emma, one thing I've noticed is that learners often forget to talk about emotions when describing work.
That's true. They only describe actions, not feelings.
Exactly. But in real conversation, people say things like, I felt overwhelmed today.
Yes, overwhelmed is a great word. It means you have too much to handle and you feel mentally full.
For example, I felt overwhelmed with all the tasks today.
Very natural.
Let's do another quick practice for listeners. Think about your last work or study day. Try to answer this. How did your day feel? Not what you did, but how you felt.
For example, it felt stressful but productive.
Or it felt long, but I managed everything in the end.
Great answers. 2, 0.
You know, Emma, can I say something funny?
Of course.
Sometimes I feel like my workday is just me reacting to notifications.
That is so true for modern life.
You sit down, you plan your day, and then boom, notifications.
And suddenly your plan becomes a reaction list.
Exactly.
Let's give listeners a useful phrase here. I couldn't stick to my plan today.
That's very natural English.
For example, I couldn't stick to my plan because of unexpected tasks.
Nice.
Now let's talk about something many learners need, how to end a workday in English.
Yes, because people don't just say, I finished work. They say things like, I wrapped up my work for the day.
Or, I called it a day.
Oh, that one's very common.
Yes, call it a day means you decide to stop working.
For example, it was getting late, so I called it a day.
Perfect. 2, 0.
Emma, let's imagine the end of a typical workday now. You close your laptop, you lean back, and you just stare at the ceiling for a moment.
Yes, that silence after work is special.
It's like your brain is slowly restarting.
I think many listeners know that feeling very well.
All right, let's give one final speaking practice for everyone. Try to describe your workday using this structure. My day started calm, then it became very busy, and in the end, I felt blank.
For example, my day started calm, then it became very busy, and in the end, I felt tired but satisfied.
That is perfect English for real conversation.
So, Tom, if we summarize everything today, what is the main idea?
I think the main idea is that workdays are not just busy or good. They're complex, emotional, and full of small moments.
Yes, and English should help you express those small moments.
Not just grammar, but real life.
Exactly.
And to everyone listening, don't try to make your English perfect. Try to make it real.
Say what you actually feel, even if it's simple.
Because simple English that is true is better than perfect English that feels fake.
That's a great final message.
So, Emma, I think we've reached the end of today's workday conversation.
Yes, and hopefully your English feels a little more natural now when talking about your own day.
Thank you for spending time with us today.
And don't forget, practice a little every day. Even one sentence is progress.
See you in the next episode, and take care of your energy after work.
Goodbye, everyone, and have a peaceful rest of your day.